It's also 80-ish degrees in Seattle currently, so you might see some tank tops busted out tonight, which you see on the right side. That guy looks so huge compared to Anchovy on the left. Oh my goodness. This is 5-iron number 36. Oh my gosh. I don't think I was at the last one since it was in its 20s. I really want to be here when they have a 50th 5-iron. Or the 55th, perhaps. That will go absolutely insane. So we're going to have Peach versus Falcon. Anchovy is going to be Peach, of course. And we're going to have...
Dude.
I cannot... Stude. Half the name is cut off on the projector, but his name is Stude. Or I will refer to him as such. So we're going to have Peach Falcon, which can be very explosive, and depending on the level of the Peach player, in my opinion. But Anchovy is a very high level Peach player, so it will be an explosive match where Falcon will be taking 80 to 90% off of basically any grab or knockdown that Peach gets. And then the edge guard will be pretty rinse and repeats until Falcon is dead. On the other hand, the Falcon also depends a lot on how explosive the Falcon player is and how tight they are with their throw combos, as opposed to tech chases. Down smash also probably one of the biggest tools in the matchup, and the Falcon's way to navigate the down smash, it will also be a big indicator for how the set is going to go. So for now, Anchovy, in my opinion, probably maintains the advantage for how he uses the down smashes, and Stu has not been able to work around the down smashes yet. But this is kind of a thing where if you're a player, you can kind of feel where the down smashes are going to happen and you can work your way around them. But for the most part, as it is happening, Anchovy has the advantage. Yoshi's story, I would say, is probably like one of Falcon's preferable stages, so it's kind of surprising that they started here. Mostly because of things like that, where Peach can take a Falcon knee at 68% and then die, as opposed to having to win neutral 3 different times into taking a knee at like 100 whatever percent and dying. I would say that Stu still is pretty disadvantaged here, given that he's in knockdown state, versus Peach, which is not in knockdown state off of any of Falcon's aerials. So 2-1 to Anchovy now, who maintains the advantage on Yoshi's. As soon as he can get Falcon to like 40–50%, that is a pretty good indication that he's going to take game 1, which is what he's at right now. So unless Stu takes out virtually...
Stude.
Sorry, what was it?
Stude.
Stude. Yeah. Unless Stude basically gets like 2 perfect stocks in a row, it seems pretty unlikely that he wins. It is 1 stock to 1, but the percentage changes the matchup interaction so much that it's hard to imagine Peach losing this more than like 10–20% of the time. And there you go. Game 1 goes to Anchovy. Stude, if I am pronouncing that correctly, has a little bit of thinking to do in terms of what he wants out of the stage picks. Because Yoshi's did not work out for him, and that's kind of one of the ones that Falcon usually tends to prefer. Gonna go to a battlefield, which again isn't necessarily Falcon favored, but is one of the ones that Falcon would prefer out of everything. The bad stages for Falcon obviously being FD, Fountain of Dreams, maybe not Dreamland, but those 2 specifically, Fountain of Dreams, FD being the usual suspects for the struggles of Falcon. So Anchovy taking a really quick stock, which is such a bummer for Falcon in this matchup. This is like worth probably like 2 stocks to lose something within the first 30 seconds. Gets sort of a bait with the side B, but doesn't really convert that much off of it, which is kind of a bummer because those things are so risky. And then to get no conversion is kind of just like, oh, I just won the lottery for 1 in 1,000, and then I did not cash in my tokens at all to the casino. Okay, so now we're in the edgeguard portion, and we'll see how Stud is able to navigate Peach's Parasol, which hasn't really even come into play that much until the second game, which should give you an indication of how much of a hold that Anchovy has had on the set so far. Shield poke on the back air. Still, because Anchovy was anticipating DIing the other way, gets a good DI off the back air and gets a grab, which is a solid, 50%, which is pretty devastating to Falcon's neutral. Another grab off the roll. Forward throw, which is a quick forward throw in order to catch Falcon's DI slipping, which was correct. Wasn't able to convert correctly off the edge guard, but the forward throw was a good indication that Anchovy is playing pretty well off the mix-up game. Another edge guard where Falcon kind of doesn't really have any options. So this is kind of a tough percent for Falcon because in order to take the stock, he needs a raw neutral win that will take a lot of risk. And might not kill, so it'll take like a straight aerial, may cost him like 80% like it does here. Yeah, at this point for Stud, it's just kind of a throwaway game. You gotta think about what your mental for game 3 is gonna be. Oh my god, he taunts. Actually, I don't think that, no, this is best of 3. This is not the stage for best of 5, so there's no mental reset that's happening. This has to be now or never. Kind of changes the way that I think about this set a lot. Goes for a raw side B and gets it, but again doesn't convert that much. Gets the short hop stomp, the side platform, but again doesn't get a full stock. Anchovy's on top of the edge guard, and that's the end of the set. So for the most part, Anchovy maintained advantage from start to finish, although from finish he had a bigger advantage than he did at the start. Kind of goes to show how much stage can have advantage or disadvantage for you, because I feel like Yoshi's is like very good for Falcon as opposed to Battlefield being meh/okay for Falcon, and you can kind of see the big difference there. And we're seeing a lot of people, we're seeing somebody bid for the next stream set. I wonder who that is. But this result, not necessarily unexpected, but at the same time, the first game was probably the biggest outlier of that matchup expectancy, where we probably would have expected Anchovy to 3-stock every single game, but the first stock was kind of a toss-up. It was a little bit rough sometimes. So there's a lot for Stud to probably take back home and probably look at the first game more than he looks at the second game. And probably take notes on what he's going to be doing for the most part. For the most part, I did not see a lot of throw combos off of Stud. I did not see like a lot of down throw perfect follow-ups, which are available in the cookbook if you join the server. So there's a lot of down throw, perfect like nair follow-ups that you could do. But I just didn't see a lot of those in the set. There wasn't a reliable way that Stud was getting Peach from like 0 to like 60, which is kind of what you need to do in order to sort of stand a chance against a Peach that can grab you and do like 70–80% off of any given grab in neutral. So doable, but it's a tough matchup for Falcon. I'm a Falcon. I'm seeing things through a lens where you're struggling upwards, but in terms of viability, those two characters would probably be relatively within the same sphere.